welcome you to the warm-up from Ada High School, brought to you by G.A. Windsor & Son. Bob Olin in his second year at the helm of the Bulldogs, sitting to my right. And the talented wrestler, also pretty good football player, Noah Beach down there at the end, nose guard and left guard. Coach, how are things going? It's two-a-days, trying to get some work done, right?
We have 9 two-a-days. The nucleus is a very strong nucleus with 7 seniors from last year's regional finals squad. The kids know the terminology a lot better, both offense, defense, and all the special teams. So we're just coming out, putting our time in, getting conditioning going, and trying to get better every day.
Noah, how much easier is it this year, because you do know the terminology, you know the system, at least that part of there's a comfort zone too?
I was going to say that part is probably easier. Everything else is still pretty tough.
Two-a-days are challenging for Coach Olin's got the conditioning going for you guys?
Yeah.
Harder than wrestling?
I'd say that's a tie.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
All
that's
right.
a tough one.
No, we can make it harder.
No.
I was going to say, is that a compliment? I don't know.
That's a challenge, Noah. These 6 guys over here aren't going to like you tomorrow.
They're all shaking their heads right now.
Yeah, they're not happy right now.
No.
Coach, take us through last year, your first year here, and just we talked about it during the playoff run, the toughness you saw out of this Ada Bulldog team, and just how much you enjoyed being around these guys.
It was a learning experience for them and myself. I had to learn, the coaching staff as well. But, each week I thought the kids came together and they really cared for each other. We had a nice run, beat some really good teams at the end of the season. Played real well last 4 or 5 games. We just want to build off of that coming into this season and try to replace the 8 seniors that we lost from last year's squad.
Playoff wins over Delphus Jefferson and Crestview, 35-0, avenging that regular season loss to the Knights. What would you say the strength of this team is at this point?
I think offensively, it's our offensive line. We have 4 out of the 5 kids back from last year, and we have 3 linebackers back, as well as 2 or 3 of the defensive linemen that we had. So those guys up front, first and foremost, and I think our secondary kids are improving each day, so that's an added bonus.
No, tell us about those lines and how you did come together last year, and just maybe how you've grown in the off season and feel even stronger here in August.
Say going to the playoffs last year was a pretty good experience. It kind of showed us how far we can go when we put our minds to it. I know we got a lot of new kids, young kids coming up, and we're trying to work with them to try and make them the second string this year and get them into starting positions for the future.
Do you like that role? Do you like kind of mentoring some of the younger guys, or is it a challenge for you?
It's a little bit of both. I like it. I like kind of teaching these kids how to do it right, and it's another experience I get from football.
Coach, in all your years doing two-a-days, how much do you point to one particular day getting better versus progress over the entire period? What do you kind of want to achieve by the end of it to get ready during those scrimmages and then for week 1?
Well, from a special team standpoint, we have a checklist of about 30 things and situations that we want to touch during two-a-days, the nine days of two-a-days that we have, and make sure that we did all those things and practiced all those things. But from an offensive and defensive standpoint, it's a daily type thing. It's not a cumulative situation, but let's get better each day, each play, and go from there. That's how we attack it.
Matthew Wilcox did so much for this team last year. Quarterback, also on the defensive side of the ball. He's at Ashland now. Who will replace him there in the shotgun?
Well, we have several different packages going, but right now, if we played tonight, it would be Seth Conley, a freshman. He's worked hard. He's improved a ton from June to now. He's a smart kid. Like I said, he's a hard worker. He gets better every day. Trent Jolliffe's another candidate for that position that we're trying to get back from off-season injury, and he'll push Seth for that position. Plus, Trent can also play wide receiver and defense for us. So, and he's one of our punters as well. So, those two kids right now, and we'll go from there if the situation arises.
Between your system and the quarterbacks you've had over the years, you've gotten to work with some special ones. Do you really enjoy that relationship you have with your quarterback?
They don't enjoy it, but I enjoy it. But after they graduate, we have a great relationship. You know, you're referring. We've had quite a few good ones, and you know, I tell these kids I can text those kids right now, and within 5 minutes they're texting me back, answering anything that I ask, or they'll just text me out of the blue and talk football. How's the team this year? You know, how's the quarterback doing? You know, and that kind of thing. So we do have a special relationship. They just don't know why they're playing because I'm pretty grouchy with them. But I push them to get better in practice and put the pressure on them in practice. So when the game time comes, it's easier for them. So that's my style, and it's been successful for me over the years. And it's hard for me to change, so they have to adapt to me.
That's right.
But I love them to death, respect the heck out of them, and as well as all the kids.
Scrimmages with Lipsick, Triad, and Arlington coming up before the opener at War Memorial Stadium against Upper Scioto Valley, and then the NWC opener at Spencerville, week number 2. When we return, Mark Kuntz will stop by on this GA Windsor & Son warm-up. We'll talk with some more of the players here from Ada on WOSN.
Welcome back to the warm-up presented by GA Windsor & Son as we continue to talk the Ada Bulldogs here in front of Ada High School, joined now by 3 of the seniors on this year's team, Levi Bass, Grant McBride, and Lane Nitchie down at the end. And Lane and Levi, both of you guys are on the offensive line. I think on paper that line is perhaps one of the strengths of this year's team.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of the strengths of our team. We got 4 guys returning this year, and we got a lot of experience, and we got a lot of young guys step up and fill in that last position.
Lane, how does that experience push each other?
Well, the experience, like with the guys, they played together for a long time, so they mesh together really well, and them blocking is really like unbelievable. They work their tails off every play, and that's what you need.
Grant, receiver and a safety. We know that the legacy of the skill position players at Ada over the years. Do you feel that pressure to live up to what has come before you guys on the Bulldogs?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely big shoes to fill. I mean, Matt, last year, wide receiver, safety, I'll be taking over his spots. Actually, he's quarterback. But Heath Jackson, real big-time players. And, yeah, I can feel it a little bit.
New quarterback, what have you seen so far from him in practice?
Well, he's getting better. First couple 7-on-7s is a little shaky, but he's definitely improved.
Levi, you have a couple of weeks for the opener against Upper Scioto Valley. What do you need to work on the most between now and that game 1?
We just need to get in as many plays as we can so we're more versatile on both sides of the ball, and the more things we can do, the better off we're going to be.
Lane, how'd the summer go for the program?
The summer was really good. The players showed up in the weight room, and everyone did well, working their butts off and doing the best they can do, getting stronger. We have, I think, close to 15 guys or over 15 guys benching over 300 pounds, so I think we're doing good.
Yeah, good strength right there. Grant, you've been through two-a-days for a while now. You're starting to get into the middle, the doldrums. What are ways that you guys kind of keep things exciting, keep things new and fresh as you go through the two-a-day process?
Well, I mean, throughout we all joke around with each other. If someone messes up, you kind of pick on them a little bit, but we make fun of it.
Coming off of a 3-way championship in the NWC alongside Jefferson and Crestview. The old saying is nobody likes to share, particularly when it comes to titles. Is that a little motivation this year to win it outright?
Well, I'd say last year we won it. We ended up beating them both, so.
Coming off another playoff appearance where you did pick up that victory in the postseason. How much did that help you guys last year? First year under Coach Olin to continue that Ada run in the postseason. Lane, your thoughts?
I think, well, last year was the furthest year I've ever been, so it makes me hungrier. And if we go by what Coach Olin says and do what he says, and try not to fight it, I think we can go pretty far again.
All right, that's going to do it for the second down here on the GA Windsor and Son warm-up. When we come back, more from the Bulldogs here on WOSN. Welcome back to the warm-up presented by GA Windsor and Son, as we're joined by three more Bulldog seniors: Dylan Hanna, Nolan Roberts in the middle, and Luke Longgreen down on the end. And guys, what was the summer like for the ADA program? Obviously, you had a lot of lifting, a lot of conditioning, a lot of 7-on-7 type stuff. Dylan, how'd the summer go for you guys?
It was very interesting. We hit the weight room pretty hard. We're all pretty strong, and we all just did all that. We did a lot of conditioning. That pretty much set us up for two-a-days.
Nolan, new quarterback this year. How much faith do you have in him? And the fact that you've got some returning linemen, I think that hopefully should give him some more time in the pocket.
Yeah, he really impressed us during the 7-on-7s, and now we have to do our job as receivers and get open and make it easier on him.
Luke, we've talked a lot about the offense. Let's talk a little bit defense. You play linebacker. There's certainly a tradition of good defense at Ada that perhaps gets a little bit overlooked with all the offensive fireworks. Obviously, losing Sad Alamet hurts you guys, as he was a big factor on the line the last several years. How does the defense move forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough losing a lot of our seniors last year. But, I mean, we have 3 returning linebackers and a couple returning linemen, and I think we'll do pretty good adjusting to the guys that we lost. And
Look, we know the focus right now is on Upper Scioto Valley Week 1. What are the other games, though, that you're looking forward to?
I mean, we look forward to every game. I mean, we don't put anybody past us. But, I mean, some big games that we have is Crestview, Bluffton, Jefferson. I mean, but we definitely look forward to all of them.
Yeah, that Spencerville matchup Week 2 will be one of our WSN rebroadcast games, as well as the home game against the Crestview Knights. Luke, talk to you a little bit. Let's move on to Nolan. And you look at the schedule. Do you like the way it sets up for you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be challenging for us. Everybody's looking like they're going to be decent this year. So we just got to play every play and just hope for the best.
Dylan, playoff runs has become the norm at Ada over the last decade or so. Is that the expectation again this season?
It's always an expectation. We're looking to go forward to the playoffs again, get better, do better than what we did last year, and play our hearts out.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight on the warm-up. I want to thank our sponsors, GA Windsor and Son, and all of our guests. Owen and for Andy Litch, I'm Mark Hughes. We'll see you next time.